This video we're going to take a look at setting up a drawing for adding dimensions and setting up a dimension style. What I'm starting here with is a new drawing, and I used the custom sheet based on the AutoCAD TB metric template that we brought in one of the other videos. So what I'm going to do now is go to Tools, Options, and make sure under Document Properties that I'm dealing with a drafting standard that's ANSI modified, that the units being used are going to be millimeters, that the number of decimal places involved is going to be 2 decimal places, dual dimensioning. We're not doing dual dimensioning, but we'll put that there. And then the angular measures we'll leave as a 0.1 precision. These changes are affecting the document properties themselves, and they could have been made to the original template file. We'll go down now to line font. Under line font, we need to set up for visible edges a thicker line type than what's given there. 0.25 would be an appropriate thin line, but it's not an appropriate thick line. So let's bump that up to either 0.35 or 0.5. If we go to 0.35 and then go down to hidden, you'll notice that's set up for 0.18. So we've got a 2-to-1 ratio in the line weights, and that holds all the way down through. So the easiest way to do this is simply to go to a 0.35 line weight. So selecting an ANSI drafting standard will give us horizontal dimensions, solid arrowheads, and the other kinds of things required by ANSI. Going to units that are in millimeters and then altering the decimal places will give us an appropriate precision. Setting up the line fonts so that we have thick lines will give us an appropriate line weight. And now we can have one other change before we start adding dimensions. That change involves how we're going to print this, because SolidWorks uses various kinds of colors and shading on the various lines, and if you send that to the printer that's a laser printer, it'll come out in a grayscale. If you send that to a laser printer that does color, it'll come out in color. If you send it to an inkjet printer in color, it'll come out as color. So I'm going to go to the File, Page Setup, Options, and where it indicates Drawing Color, rather than Automatic, we're going to change it to black and white. Everything else here is fine. In this case, it isn't. Now that I look at it, it needs to be 11 by 17. This is B-size paper. So now we've got that set up, we can start bringing in our views. I'm just going to do that off screen and by pausing briefly. Just right click and then change tangent edges to tangent edges removed. Do the same thing on this side. Right now you're not seeing the selections I'm making because they're off of the screen for the video itself. Go back over. Hidden lines to the views like so, and you'll notice now we've got a bigger difference between the line weights. Now you can go ahead and start adding your dimensions. So when you add dimensions now, they're going to come in appropriately set. So we do a smart dimension on this. We've got a diameter. The diameter uses a solid arrowhead. It's horizontal. Sorry about that. It's horizontal. Gives you the diameter symbol, etc. Put your other dimensions on, and now when you plot this, you'll have appropriate line weights.